Down here in the South, and especially in Mississippi, we have a lot of tall tales and stories that are meant to either scare you or tell a funny story. But if you're a Jacksonian or from anywhere in central Mississippi, you definitely know of the tale of the Witch of Yazoo. However, if you're not from Mississippi, you may not be aware of this tiny little town situated just north of Jackson that holds a grim and dark secret. Behold the tale of the Witch of Yazoo. In 1884, there lived a witch who resided along the edge of the Yazoo River. Night after night, she would lure fishermen into her hut, where she would torture and kill them in horrible ways. Well, of course, when the townspeople heard about this, they became afraid, and the sheriff went on a hunt of his own. Wasn't a witch hunt yet, but after a lot of investigation, he finally found that the fishermen were in the witch's hut. He found skeletons and bodies there, so he knew who his culprit was. After chasing the witch through the woods and into the swamp, she was finally caught. But it wasn't by the sheriff. The witch of Yazoo was caught in a quicksand pit, and as she sunk deeper and deeper into that sand, she made it clear that she was out for revenge. In 20 years' time, I will rise up from my grave and curse the town of Yazoo and all the people in it. That was her dying words, and the people at the time didn't really believe her. They just thought she was a crazy old woman. So they buried her in Glenwood Cemetery. But just for safety, they put chains all around her grave so that nobody or nothing could awaken that witch. However, 20 years to the day, on May 25th, 1904, the town of Yazoo had experienced the witch's revenge. The town of Yazoo burned to the ground, destroying residencies and businesses alike. It totally decimated the town, and the townspeople noted that the fire had spread with a big gust of wind and jumped from place to place in a way that only a supernatural force could move. The townspeople were convinced that the witch was to blame. They rushed to Glenwood Cemetery, where they finally found that the chain to the witch's grave had been broken, and her tombstone had been cracked with a big, huge, mighty crack clean in half. So they were convinced that the witch was to blame. The witch has been silent for a good long time, but you can still go to Yazoo City, just right outside of Jackson, Mississippi, and see the actual witch's grave, complete with broken chain and broken tombstone. I hope you enjoyed this story, some of the mythology that makes Jackson, Mississippi such a great and interesting place to live.